Keith Thurman is not that great of a boxer. He's strong.
Yes.
Yes. But what else? Would I get in the ring and try to go blow Keith Thurman? No, I'm not a dummy. But I'm bigger than Keith Thurman. I'm a woman, but I'm bigger.
I mean, aggressively. That's one of his greatest trademarks, one of his greatest weapons and dimensions. He wears you down. And he was wearing Thurman down. He fights that kind of pressure fight and still maintains length and height without giving it up. That's extraordinary.
Claressa Shields said, I've never been beat like that by anybody in my life. I've never had that happen. Claressa, stop. You've never fought anybody like Sebastian Fundora with that type of advantage on you in your life. You've never done that. But who cares what you've never had happen to you?
Claressa Shields mocked Keith Thurman after his loss to Fundora during a live interview, claiming she is the better boxer and saying he cannot handle body shots and is not a great fighter.
Longer. I got better skill. Keith got to land before he can. And then you talking about, oh, he only got to land once. He got to land more than once to get me out of there. But how is he going to take the punch that I give to him? Keith Thurman can't take no body shot.
I mean, you about to make me
Can he take a body shot?
She even tweeted after the Fundora fight, mocking Keith Thurman, saying, yeah, Keith got beat so bad the ref had to save him. Got beat TF down. Say what you want. I have never been beaten like that, especially in a world title fight. This beef is not new, as Claressa had previously called out Keith, saying she could beat him, while Thurman dismissed it, claiming she just wants attention through trash talk.
This anticipation on a terrific fight, highly anticipated fight. They just wake up to some new boxing drama. And I walked the little red carpet to go to the fight. And the last person on that red carpet brought up Claressa Shields. Are you aware, Keith Thurman, that Claressa Shields called you out this morning? And I said, yeah, I'm aware. My boy texted me in the morning about this, you know, about her comment. So I found it from a third party. Like, I'm aware of it. And then, what's your response? You know, you don't ask Keith Thurman for a response and not get a response.
The boxing world sees this as Claressa forcing a beef with Keith Thurman, even though she does not have any fight or matchup scheduled with him.
Now you act like you're sworn enemies and like, aha, you getting beat up. Ain't nobody did that to me. You never fought a Fundora. So, of course, nobody did it to you. There's no one in the whole women's talent pool that fight like Fundora or that could win Fundora. Any of them. Katie Taylor, put Katie Taylor with Fundora or anybody else for that matter. Bro, what are we talking about? Right? Made the video about that. Check that in the channel. That's all I'll say about that. Then this comes across the desk. Like, it is literally getting unbelievable. I made this post. Claressa Shields tells a fan that Papoose, her boyfriend, was not at Cardi B's concert because he was at home eating her out.
Claressa did not stop there, adding, "Fight back, Keith. You are just getting punched and moving the wrong way at times." As she continued criticizing his performance, Shields claimed she has never been dominated the way Keith Thurman was against Sebastian Fundora.
Just about Keith Thurman for this fabricated beef when he didn't never really even start anything with you. You don't really have a real beef other than you saying you want to fight a man, you know? For me, it's corny, right? It's corny. And you're black, Keith Thurman's black, and you're just taking it to a whole nother level like y'all had some real beef. The other thing for me that I can't get down with is I don't like when people see a performance like Fundora and almost like claim credit for it, right? Somebody left me a comment. Oh, and Keith Thurman really wanted to fight Terrence Crawford.
Analysts argued that she has nothing comparable, as she has never faced an opponent with Fundora's size, style, and relentless pressure before.
It wouldn't be so much, you know what I mean? So there's that. But then also Claressa Shields, right? Where you're almost, hey, ain't nobody did that to me. But you didn't fight Fundora. In fact, your whole career as a pro, you've never fought a Fundora. If I'm lying, I'm flying. Name somebody that Claressa Shields ever fought in the women's league, right? In all her fights, she got under 20 fights, that you felt could beat Sebastian Fundora, that you felt was the female equivalent of a Sebastian Fundora. So why are you bragging about this? I don't get it. Why are you bragging that another man did that to another man? Like somehow you're connected.
Fannin, the boxing analyst, said that Claressa is becoming disrespectful with her comments and sounding delusional based on everything she has been saying about Keith Thurman recently.
Let's also look at Claressa Shields from the perspective of Sebastian Fundora. Claressa Shields has also never put a beating on anybody like that. Never has. Put a beating like Sebastian Fundora put on Sebastian Fundora on Keith Thurman. Claressa Shields has never put that type of beating on a woman. Not like that. Not where they're like, oh my God, this is life-threatening. That's life-threatening weapons from this man. Punching down, turning down on this guy. Look, man, people say a lot of things about Sebastian Fundora. The way that he's marketed is not accurate. That is a nasty, mean, and I think, man, unfair competitor. Like, seriously, bro, these people, even his little sister, I don't care if they put those glasses on and then they act like all smiley and stuff in front of the camera like they're nerds. They're not. Those people are very mean, very, very, very calculating, and very dangerous competitors.
Fannin acknowledged Claressa Shields as a very tough and talented boxer who has done a lot for the sport. However, he criticized her recent behavior toward Keith Thurman, saying she has become over the top, obnoxious, and disrespectful. He explained that her comments ignored the circumstances of Thurman's fight against Sebastian Fundora, who had clear advantages in age, size, and skill. Fannin emphasized that Thurman was a massive underdog, but still showed bravery and professionalism by stepping into the ring. He added that every boxer, including Shields, deserves respect for their efforts, and her unnecessary trash talk toward Thurman is uncalled for and should stop, as it undermines fighters who take real risks.
During one time in a couple years, 2 times in a few years, he's moving up to a weight class. He's in a weight class where Sebastian Fundora is the most dangerous guy in the weight class. He's 36, 37 years old. Sebastian Fundora is in his late 20s, mid to late 20s. This is if you know anything about the sport of boxing, this is designed pretty much for Sebastian Fundora to get Keith Thurman's name on his resume. And Keith Thurman is not stupid enough not to know that. But yet he was brave enough, and he was risking it enough, willing to risk it enough to get in the ring with that kid. And a lot of people would not do that. You're gonna see that when people start trying to unify. You're gonna see what a dangerous person Sebastian Fundora is, specifically for a guy of the dimensions of a Keith Thurman.
A Blue Blood Sports TV host criticized Claressa Shields for her recent comments about male boxers. Despite having a professional record of 18 wins, no losses, and 3 knockouts, Shields has shown a pattern of disrespect toward male fighters. The host pointed out that she was once dropped by Hannah Gabriels, highlighting that she has not faced opponents like Keith Thurman, Rolando Raleigh Romero, or Gennady Triple Golovkin, yet still claimed she could defeat them. The host also emphasized that Fundora is 6'6" with an 80-inch reach, a former WBO and WBC junior welterweight champion, and a legitimate world-class fighter.
Claressa Shields may be bored in boxing, in women's boxing, but Claressa Shields, on numerous occasions, has now decided that it's okay. She's so comfortable that it's okay to disrespect her male counterparts. She's 18 wins, no loss, no draw, 3 wins by way of knockout. Claressa Shields has been dropped in her career by Hannah Gabriels. In the past, she stated that she could beat former unified welterweight world champion superstar boxer Keith one-time Thurman. She also stated that she can beat Rolando Rolly Romero, 2-division world champion.